Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Is that Shakespeare?
Nope, it's Geico.
Yeah, that's Shakespeare from one of his unpublished works. Oh, it be not for awakening. Nay, giveth thou the berries. For 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Nope, it's from Geico, because they help save people money.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Geico got it from Shakespeare.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
If you look around, you'll see the world can be pretty smart. Okay, very smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. That's why we're reshaping online learning with our FlexPath format. You can set your own deadlines, take classes at your own pace, even leverage your previous experience to move faster. So when it comes to earning your bachelor's degree, you know what kind of choice to make. A smart one. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn smarter.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Sporgy, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions. And now, here are your hosts.
Welcome to Sporgy number 124. I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
I'm the Iceman.
Got our shit together. Back. Sorry for the break. Hey, we had a bye week, right? But yeah, oh man, 2 weeks of playoffs to break down. I mean, it's. Are you guys in the camp of the sports hipsters are coming out again? Oh, another Patriots Super Bowl. Woo! Fuck that, man. It's what fucking impresses you? Tom Brady now officially been to the Super Bowl more than anybody ever.
Yeah.
More than any team. Any coach ever. Tom Brady, more Super Bowls than ever. Like, at some point, like, doesn't it become impressive? Am I wrong here, guys?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's impressive, but to some extent it's annoying.
Well, you know, like a culture of winning?
I'm just saying, to some people it's very annoying. When Michael Jordan and the NBA when they started in the 90s, everybody's like, can we just get to the finals to watch Mike win?
What's it? A couple more NBA titles. It's going to be Golden State. Could be anybody else but Golden State, please.
Right.
The sports hipsters show up.
Well, here, maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. And wow, I've been called a hipster so many times in my life, never been called a sports hipster. And I guess I don't fall on the sports hipster side of this. I look at it this way. This has been this entire season, the playoffs, especially the AFC and NFC championship week. This probably been the best football season in AFC and NFC championship I can remember.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the only time that it's been back-to-back overtime games.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, this was...
And it was too, and it wasn't... And this year wasn't actually the four best teams.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. I couldn't think of any other team that deserved to be in there other than...
No, but I think it really... No, but I think statistically, me, stats man, I think it was the top four teams.
Yeah, the four top offenses went to the championship games.
And we got to talk about. You know what we got to talk about?
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But no, it's my team isn't in it, so I don't really have a rooting interest in any of the teams left. So I just enjoyed that these were good fucking football games. And what I'm worried about now is that Super Bowl is going to be like the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl. It's just going to be like a laugher. Oh God, it's over, and it's halfway through the first fucking quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I hope for. I mean, I don't need a historic comeback. You know what I'm saying? I don't need overtime in the Super Bowl. I mean, it'd be nice, but I just hope the Super Bowl is a good game, because it would really suck to top this season off with a fucking blowout. One-sided, you know what I'm saying? Just
or a tie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, someone's going to inform Donovan McNabb that football games can end in a tie as long as it's not the playoffs. Yeah. But yeah, just that's what I'm afraid of, because usually a lot of people were saying this. I did hear this from the, I guess, sports hipsters. The AFC championship games or the championship week is usually better games than the Super Bowl ends up being, and this is one of those years. There's
the
2
bar's
weeks.
Kind of set pretty high.
Oh, definitely this year. And there's 2 weeks between the championship games and the Super Bowl. So it's like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? Like we got to act like we're gonna watch this, Pro Bowl.
Oh,
and no,
We're gonna watch Skills Challenge though. I am anyway.
That's all you. You know what I'm saying? Like I would watch it. I don't know where to look it up. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I feel the same way about the NHL All-Star Game. I'd rather watch the Skills Challenge than the All-Star Game. The only way the Skills Challenge for the NHL could be better is if they had like an 8-man like playoff of fighting. You know what I'm saying? like back in the day, it'd have been like, Probert's a number 1 seed for the East or the West, and like Domi's the number 1 seed for the East, and then they take on a number 4 seed, and et cetera, et cetera. Like,
do they get named team captains and pick their own team?
If you're not,
what's the prize?
The baddest motherfucker on the ice.
A heavyweight title.
You get to be the guy that people go, I wouldn't want to piss him off in a bar. No, I'm good. Especially after watching that Probert documentary, I'm like, no, I'm real good.
I'm all right.
The BMF competition.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it'll never happen, but I guarantee you that'd be the highest rated part of the skills competition.
Oh, did you see the BMF this year?
But no, I mean,
Dominican Sue bit a guy.
First of all, I know. I know we missed a week, but I kind of feel the need to say this. I think Philly has been softened by their Super Bowl win because I expected more.
Got punched.
I expected more Philly-ness out of Eagles fans when they lost, and I just didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like the usual vitriol that comes out of that bunch. I didn't see it.
Well, again, when the bar said at punching a cop's horse,
like you're in Blazing Saddles or some shit.
Like, no, they did that last year. We talked about it.
No, yes, dude, it's Philly.
We didn't have to make this one up, Philly. You did it all. It's like the Trump presidency. It wrote itself.
They booed and threw rocks and snowballs at Santa Claus.
And batteries, don't forget that.
And batteries. They cheered Michael Irving's career-ending injury at the vet. They had a judge on duty on Sundays at the vet to arraign people on assault and drunken disorderly charges. Like there was a courtroom in the bowels of Veterans Stadium. That is not bullshit. My buddy from Philly's like, oh yeah, it exists. I know a few people that sat in front of that judge on Sunday afternoon.
How has that not been a wacky TV show?
I mean, yeah, they took that loss a little better than I thought. Like I was like, well, I guess winning does kind of soften you up. I mean, they're like, well, we got one. We can't be Boston. We can't start getting greedy. We just got to be happy with what we have. We are Philly.
Big Dick Nick almost got him to the championship game again, though.
Yeah, almost.
I mean, Philly brought it in the first quarter of that game, but then the Saints remembered there was a game.
Well, he can't. He cannot be staying in Philly, right?
No, this is this year sealed it. Like, this is it, dude. Like, Pat Carson Wentz on the back and like, hope you stay healthy because I'm out. I'm going to go get paid.
Yeah, homeboy's going to get healthy. Paid.
Carson Wentz has a fractured back. No, he's done.
So you think what?
Think it's Big Dick Nick's team?
Well, I think they're going to try to make Carson Wentz again the starter, but we've seen what happened the last 2 years. Go all the way through the fucking regular season, you get to the postseason, and here comes Nick.
Well, it's not like the running back position is, where you have to have, a dual threat backfield. You can't do that with quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't pay them both like they're franchise quarterbacks. And what quarterback who is capable of leading a team to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs is going to take a reduced paycheck to do quarterback by committee? It's just not going to happen. his fucking agent would pull his hair out. You know what I'm saying? If he was like, yeah, I just want to stay in Philly and we'll do this quarterback by committee shit. No. That's not the way the NFL works.
Get you paid, Nick. You're 29.
Exactly. These are your prime years, homeboy.
Sun's not starting to set, but it's getting a little closer to the horizon than it's been.
Yeah, to quote Cat Williams, get your money, boo-boo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the window is...
It's definitely past noon. We're in the west part of the sky, Nick.
The window isn't shutting, but it's slowly starting to slide down a little bit. You know? Yeah. But yeah, that's from, games of, weeks past. That's the one thing.
Oh, can we talk about the Charger choke is alive and well?
Phillip Rivers, modern day Dan Marino.
Yeah. He's going to be our Dan Marino. And is Andy Reid going to be the Dan Marino of coaches? We get into that.
Andy Reid was just pissed off that he missed getting all that fast food at the White House.
Right. That's why
Andy Reid.
Why could I get coach at Clemson? God damn it.
Motherfucker, I could have had some chicken nuggets. What the fuck?
Well, if it was Andy Reid, he wouldn't have won. He wouldn't have got to that game. Oh. Well, no, he'd have got to that game and then lost.
So when Matt Patricia gets fired mid-season next year, the Lions going to hire Andy Reid, another coach that can't get it done but can get him there.
Andy Reid is going to retire in Kansas City. He ain't going anywhere.
Well, I can't.
He's got the phenom. Today they hired Steve Spagnuolo as their defensive coordinator.
Sure did.
But anyway, that's a lot. We'll get there. Get Phillip. And you know what that game taught me? That game taught me don't fucking bet against the Patriots. Because I picked the Chargers in that game.
Until a team is proven they can beat them, I can't bet against them.
Dude,
I can't see one that can beat them.
There's two Patriot teams, and we all know this. There's regular season, like let's just win a division, and then there's playoff Patriots. Good fucking luck against playoff Patriots.
Well, I said this the last episode that we actually did. I said that Belichick has conditioned almost everybody on that team to buy into the fact that we have to be a different team from 1 week to the next in the playoffs. And we have to forget about the team we were last week and be the team that I'm telling you to be this week. And if you do, we will be holding up that Lombardi trophy. If you don't, we must be playing the Giants. You know what I'm saying?
And I got five reasons that prove I'm right.
Yeah. And 9 trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It could be about to be 6 reasons in 9 trips to prove I'm right. I mean, could you imagine being like the voice of dissent in that locker room?
No.
Like I imagine anyone who stands up and goes, coach, this is some bullshit, pretty much gets their ass beat right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
He gets handed his pink slip and sent on down the tunnel.
Like Roger Kraft could walk in and be like, this is some bullshit. And they're like, just beat his old ass. Beat him.
But the Chargers were one of the best teams in the AFC.
But it's like I told you all season. Look who they played to get the best team. And they didn't beat nobody.
They beat the Chiefs. Little team from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're Phillip Rivers, what do you do at this point? I mean, this was, by a lot of people's consensus, his year. Their year to win it.
It's one of his best years, if not his best year.
I mean, what do you do? What more do you do as an individual if you're Phillip Rivers? I mean, you can't take people out back and beat them with a rubber hose because you got the NFL union. So, I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, and it's not, you arguably have one of the top 5 running backs in Melvin Gordon. You have one of the top 10 receivers in Keenan Allen. It's not like you don't have, you could maybe use an upgraded tight end. You got a 55-year-old Antonio Gates. But you got a young upstart defense.
With Joey Bosa.
Yeah, I mean
talk about
kind of with
5.
you, Rich. You just kind of just shrug his shoulders and go, "What the fuck more I got to do?"
I mean, if I'm him, I got Peyton Manning on speed dial, and I'm like, "What the fuck did you do? How did you get over the Brady hump?" Because
where's the devil's phone number? Because I know you made your deal.
Exactly. Think Jeff Saturday will come out of retirement, be my fucking center? I mean, just something. whatever. Can I get Tony Dungy's phone number? Something. I need something. I mean, dude, it is amazing when it's laid out. Since Brady in 2001 got the starting job, when you look at the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, it's like him, Rich Gannon, which was a hiccup, him, Roethlisberger, Manning, and that's it. And by the way, Brady pops up a lot more than everybody else, you know.
And the Mannings switch off.
Well, and just in the AFC.
Oh, no, AFC. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, this is, you know, maybe because we weren't alive for like the Yankees of like the you know, the Babe Ruth to DiMaggio to, you know, Mantle era. But I mean, still, I don't think they were this dominant. They weren't, you know, they weren't going to the World Series year after year after year after year for almost 20 fucking years. By the way, and that mantle got passed from Babe Ruth to DiMaggio to Mantle, no pun intended. You know, they've
had the same QB the whole time.
Exactly.
He is now playing against guys half his age. That's nuts.
I mean, what was it? The stat was Mahomes was what, 4 when Brady was in his first Super Bowl?
Yep, there are guys that are in the league now. I watched you growing up, Mr. Brady.
Exactly, Mr. Brady. Exactly. I mean, at this point, he just when he comes out of the tunnel for the Super Bowl, he just needs to change into some slippers and a red sweater and just call it Mr. Brady's neighborhood.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? And go to the land of you know, make believe and shit. And, you know, you see Gronk in a train and shit going by, you know, chugging a beer or some shit.
Please, bonging a beer. It's Gronk.
Yeah, this is true. Bonging a keg.
And he's holding the bong himself. He's just doing it himself. Doesn't need any help.
But yeah, I mean, if you're Rivers, what do you do, man? That's your great white whale, man.
Yeah.
You have to get past that Brady hump.
Yeah, he's 0-8 against him now.
That doesn't bode well for him in the future. Especially since Brady's like, I don't care if we win. I want to play till I'm 45. He means that shit. Like, short of a Joe Theismann career-ending injury, I believe that motherfucker will try to play till he's 45. Tom Brady has proven, in my mind, to be a guy who, if he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it.
But goddamn, you can't. There's that danger going out like Favre. We got Favre's last 2-3 seasons. Nobody liked watching that. I mean,
he did get to the NFC Championship game. Was his last game,
but still, it was the ghost of Brett Favre. It was not the Brett Favre we were watching in the late 90s.
It was still better
than that guy. Still had a cannon.
I was going to say he still had that gunslinger mentality, and that's ultimately what did him in that game. But it was still better to watch Brett Favre in his last football game than it was to watch all of Michael Jordan's last season. I mean, that was someone who really hung on just way too long. Like, we get it. You're trying to, you know, you're part owner of the franchise, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But that literally people were coming out to watch the ghost of Michael Jordan.
Come on, Mike. You're 45. You're in the club. Now it's just sad.
Yeah. I mean, but
if the girls you're hitting on were born during your initial club phase, it's time to go.
Like I said, though, it's just...
Yeah, you're the old guy in the club.
Yeah.
Brady has, in my mind, proven that motherfucker's got an iron will. He has to have one of the highest football IQs of any quarterback in any era ever. And he's got the coach who knows what system to put him in. I mean, it's just, he is the perfect puzzle piece, you know, for that situation. And every time people are like, oh, this is it. This is the end of the Patriots. I'm just like, oh.
No. I was telling Ice, you know, it's that, remember that meme that was going around when all that Kareem Hunt nonsense was going on? Just a picture of Belichick drinking a glass of orange juice, and meanwhile, New England.
Well, yeah.
And that's really, I mean, before we move on to championship games, I mean, trust me, take New England's cock out of our mouth for a second, because it's going to go back.
I did want to say, to pump the brakes on Brady, When I very first joined the podcast, you guys asked me, is it Brady or is it the system? Guys, it's the system. Yeah, Brady's the GOAT. He has to execute without a doubt. But Belichick has proven time and time and time again he can win with just about anybody on the field.
Something happened.
He did in Cleveland.
But that's what I was about to say. Something happened.
No, since he's been in New England. He can
exactly.
win with just about anybody.
Something clicked in his mind.
He's found, the matrix of football, period. Because Tom Brady
Robert
was
Kraft's
suspended.
checkbook.
I don't know what it is, but he was suspended. They still won. Gronk goes out hurt or whatever, still wins. Take away his draft pick, still wins. Gets to his third-string quarterback, wins. Rotating doors for receivers, wins. Defense leaves, wins. Defense hurt, wins. That guy, as much as Tom Brady has to execute, and I'll give the man his absolute due. He executes better than anybody I've ever seen. You're right, Rich. He has the highest IQ as any quarterback ever. That being said, Belichick can win with damn near anybody on that field.
Keep in mind, and design all the systems you want. Someone's got to be the head of it and executing it.
There's also, I think,
there's something to be said for that.
I think we're also underplaying the fact that Belichick went to Cleveland, and Cleveland is essentially the Lions' South. And there's a lot of, we're the Browns. We lose. That's what we do. When he went to New England, for whatever reason, everyone bought into what he was saying. I'm not sure that
his owner.
Exactly, and I'm not sure that's what was going on in Cleveland. I mean, he could draw up, the game plans, the strategies, the plays, everything. If the team doesn't buy into it, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're not going to go very far.
It is the system because I've proven this.
He's good at building a culture.
I've proven this throughout the podcast. Any sport you look at with the great dynasties and the great players and everything has the system in place. Example, and I could do this all day, but Michael Jordan and the Bulls had Phil Jackson, right? He revolving cast around Mike, still won. When Phil Jackson went to LA and took Kobe, same fucking system, same thing.
Well, it gets into
door.
And it's just because I sat through just 2 days of this for work, but it's the culture these guys build around them. It's
right, but it's in every sport it happens, and I've told you guys this for many.
No, but it's a leadership thing more with these guys.
Right, Rich, help me out here in hockey. The Detroit Red Wings, Steve Yzerman, great center, amazing center, amazing captain. You could have a revolving cast around him, but when he had Scotty Bowman and Stevie Y, 25 years straight in the playoffs, that's impressive.
Yeah, and Bowman came in and said, look, you're either going to buy into my system, and those who do will be champions, and those who don't, I will get rid of. And Yzerman was on the chopping block for a little bit.
It's an intangible thing because you could put him in any sport and they still would have done it. Phil Belichick was instead grew up playing hockey. You know what I'm saying? He would still be he still would be successful. Scotty Bowman grew up a football player and ended up in football. He still would be Scotty Bowman. It would just be he's known for football. It's an intangible thing, I think, with these people's personalities.
I think also what it is though is that when Belichick went to Cleveland, he wasn't Belichick. So the players were like, "Oh, here we go. This motherfucker comes from, this coaching tree, and he's talking about we got to buy into his system. What system? Do you want to be part of the winning tradition? What tradition? You don't have any tradition. You're Bill Belichick. You're nobody." For whatever reason, when he went to New England, he was like, "Buy into my system. It'll work." And they did. Now, if Bill Belichick goes to, if for whatever reason, like let's say they play the Super Bowl, they win, he goes, "I'm done. I'm not coaching the Patriots anymore," and the Browns were to hire him, I guarantee you everybody from the top, from the owner to the motherfucker that's handing water to the players on the sideline, will shut the fuck up and buy into whatever Bill Belichick says because he is Bill Belichick now.
Exactly.
Bill Belichick wants to tell you how to hand water to the players. You're going to fucking listen to him.
Exactly, yes. I mean, and there's how many of his offensive coordinators and assistant coaches have people tried to get some of that magic by hiring? Charlie Weiss, Matt Patricia, the list goes on and on. And what do we find out? For the most part, it really is Belichick. It's not
the Patriot way.
It's Belichick's way.
It's Belichick's, absolutely. It's BB's way.
But I think that's going to carry on in the form of Josh McDaniels, because he's twice, I believe, teams have tried to steal him away, and he comes back.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, too, he realizes, like, this is my job when this guy goes. I'm just going to hang out and just wait.
Well, I also think the Patriots...
And why leave and have, the rest when you're the best?
Well, too, good leaders, which Belichick apparently is, they build their replacement. And that's probably what he's been doing with McDaniels. McDaniels probably going to be Belichick Jr.
Well, I also think that Belichick is smart enough to understand that what the Patriots are trying to do is what the Steelers have done with head coaches. We're not trying to have a fucking carousel of head coaches here. We're trying to have head coaches that last for a generation. When Belichick retires, I don't expect there to be a coach carousel going on in New England. And if it does turn into that, then the train is ran off the tracks.
Cincinnati, when you keep a coach for 16 years, he's supposed to win.
Okay, well, let's stay with Cleveland, okay, because that's where he used to coach, right? That team has, almost 30 quarterbacks in the same time frame that Bills had one?
Yeah.
Back to culture.
But how many head coaches have they had?
Right. But, the New York Yankees had Joe Torre. Just every now and then in a sport, I don't care what it is, baseball, hockey, basketball, football, there comes a coach that just has a knack for that fucking game. And you can't beat him. You just can't.
Also, something that Belichick has always had, and even Phil Jackson and Scotty Bowman, they had that one player they knew was not going anywhere.
Joe Torre as well.
Joe Torre, exactly. He had Jeter.
He had the captain, yeah.
Eiserman was in Detroit. It's been Brady in New England, and it was
Mike in the Bulls.
It was Mike for the Bulls, and it was Kobe for the Lakers. Even Shaq was more expendable than Kobe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn free throw once in a while.
So when you have that 1-2 punch, and by the way, these guys, now we're talking about Brady as the best ever because, well, he's got a track record like he does. But Brady, he's not I need to be the highest paid. I need to have all the spotlight on me. He's not that guy. Eiserman wasn't that guy. Jordan was, but that's because Jordan was just so fucking dominant.
Yeah.
Jordan in the NBA was like Gretzky in the NHL. Whether he wanted the spotlight or not, he was getting it. It's just Jordan wanted the spotlight.
Well, he changed the game. He's a generational player.
Yeah. Kobe, same thing. Kobe wanted the spotlight. He liked it. He got it. Except for, when he was in Denver that one night, and he didn't really want the spotlight that night. But
I didn't. Nah.
But
off the lights, closed door.
You look at a team like the Browns, and it's always the next big thing is going to be our savior. The next high draft pick we have when we pick a quarterback, that's going to be it's going to be Brady Quinn. It's going to be Couch. It's going to be,
Money Manziel.
Yes, it's always the next thing. And if you do that long enough, odds are if you play the lottery long enough, you'll hit for something. But Belichick ain't trying to hit for a couple $100. Belichick's trying to hit the Powerball.
Yep.
And
Belichick's like, get these instant tickets out of here.
Yeah, I don't want them fucking scratch-offs. What the fuck you doing with that? Get that shit out of my face. I don't care if I win $25 on a $2 ticket. That don't mean shit to me.
Yeah, check out this bingo card.
Take these pull tabs and shove them up your ass.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
Look in your home. Look in your office. Look in your home office. Everywhere you turn, there's so much smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. Our game-changing FlexPath format puts you in control of your master's degree, so you can learn how, when, and where you want. Smart, huh? Yeah, we think so too. So if you want to take the next step in your career, make Capella your first step. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn smarter.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
What's up? It's Sierra, new member and ambassador for WW Weight Watchers Reimagined. Since joining, I feel healthier and more confident than ever. The new My WW Plus, our most holistic program ever, gives you more of what you need to lose weight, like tools to help boost your mindset, get you moving, and plan meals based on what you have on hand. Plus, over 300 zero-point foods you don't have to track. The new My WW Plus, more holistic, more personalized, more weight loss.
Join today with a limited time offer at WW.com.
What's up? It's Sierra, new member and ambassador for WW Weight Watchers Reimagined. Since joining, I feel healthier and more confident than ever. The new My WW Plus, our most holistic program ever, gives you more of what you need to lose weight, like tools to help boost your mindset, get you moving, and plan meals based on what you have on hand. Plus, over 300 zero-point foods you don't have to track. The new My WW Plus, more holistic, more personalized, more weight loss.
Join today with a limited time offer at WW.com.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporgy.
But yeah, we are very lucky to be witnessing, whether you hate the Patriots or not. It's just like how I hated Joe Sakic and Peter Forsberg and Patrick Waugh and all the Avalanche, Adam Detmers, Claude Lemieux, Huey Krupp. I hated all them motherfuckers. Fuck them all. Once they were retired, I even though I hated them when they played, I could say, damn, those were some fucking, that's Hall of Fame caliber right there.
Dude, I've told you guys
amazing hockey
a bunch of times on this podcast. I used to be like the number one hater in chief of Tom Brady. Hate. At some point, you the results you can't argue with him anymore.
You know, and
I was like, this Ken doll looking motherfucker. What, you got to have the supermodel wife? You got to win all the championships?
You got to be a Michigan man on top of it?
Yeah, I know, right? What do you? Let me guess. You were born, you've been getting some kind of annuity for fucking, $5,000 a month since you were 13. Of course you have, that kind of, the classic, born on third base guy. But at some point, man, great. You hate on him all you want. The motherfucker's got 5 championships. He's been to the Super Bowl 9 times. I mean, how many AFC championship games at this point? Like double digits? You can't argue with results anymore.
Shit. He's only lost one AFC championship game, hasn't he? It's the one that the Colts came back on him. The 2006 Colts, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, when Peyton got his ring, first one.
I mean, that's hard to argue with. And I mean, like, I don't even care. I don't even think of Tom Brady as a Michigan quarterback because he didn't do anything that great at Michigan. He wasn't under center for the national championship. No, he wasn't. He wasn't the starting quarterback.
Well, let's just remember he was 199 in the draft pick.
Lions.
Everybody, let's be honest here. Everybody passed up on that motherfucker. Multiple times to the point where the day he got drafted, that 30 for 30 special about all the quarterbacks that got drafted that year. He got up and walked out of the house because he thought, I'm going to be an undrafted quarterback. Fuck. And then, he came back and they're like, Patriots are picking. He's like, oh, well, here's more disappointment. And he sat down and they picked him. He was like, what the fuck? Really? Finally? But I'm behind Drew Brees. I'll never get a chance to start.
Not Drew Brees.
Or not Drew. I'm sorry. Bledsoe.
Well,
yes.
no, that could segue us into the NFC. Trust me, we'll get back to New England. We talked about the Rams. Where we at in the rank? I mean, you were talking about, there's that ice, the person who just gets it. I think we might have the next generation of that in Sean McVay.
I ain't there with him yet.
He's getting it done with his broken down offense. Like I keep saying it, and everyone keeps disagreeing with me, but that offense misses Cooper Kupp, man.
I'm not there yet, and that's why. Because the offense misses Cooper Kupp. Because the offense doesn't play their best running back in the last quarter of a championship game. What?
He won, right? That all matters. Eating up the W's. Nom 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 nom.
Well, let me ask you this: did he?
He's in the Super Bowl.
Did he win?
He's won the games he's played so far.
Did he win though?
Coached.
No, he didn't win that game. You know damn well he didn't win that game.
Oh, you're gonna bring up?
Are you telling me you're not going to talk about it? It's the biggest thing. Tom Brady and all of his bling bling and all of his and what him and Belichick. Fuck that. The number one thing talked about this postseason is how the fuck could you not see that call?
I mean, I get it, and I'm with you that they got jobbed, but you know where I'm going with this.
Every single time, and I go there with you.
Don't put yourself in that situation.
Don't put yourself in the spot.
And who was it?
Jimmy Johnson.
Somebody even quoted it.
Jimmy Johnson said that about when
don't leave it up to the judges or something like that.
When Miami was going to Notre Dame, and Lou Holtz was coaching Notre Dame, he said, if we leave it up to the refs, we're going to lose this game. And the refs completely blew a call, and he went into the locker room and said, "I fucking told you."
Trust me, Earl, I get it. I got eyes. I'm with the rest of the country. Like, damn. So the refs are Rams fans, huh? But I mean, if you're up by a touchdown when that happens, or 2 touchdowns, it don't fucking matter.
Here's the thing.
You're right.
Why the fuck? I get trying to be aggressive. I understand that. You run the ball 3 times. You make fucking the Rams burn their timeouts. You kick the field goal and you give them the ball back with 56 seconds and no timeouts. And you let your defense make a fucking stand. If they hadn't have thrown on first down, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah.
All right. And on top of that, one of the things that happened during that game that I absolutely loved was they showed Brett Favre's last game against the Rams. Or not Rams, Saints. And after all the plays they showed where Favre was getting hit while he was throwing, they said, every single one of those hits would be roughing the passer calls these days. These days, guys, it's not even a decade ago now. It's only like 8-9 years ago. Like that, you know what I'm saying? So if you really want to get down to it, the Rams had a face mask call they didn't get called for. Period. That could have fucking put New Orleans on the 2-yard line.
Yep.
And they could just punch it in from there. So I mean, does it suck? Yes. Does something need to be done? Because if I am the Saints, I'm like, man, this is bullshit.
And Goodell, let's please talking about, I can make them. No, really? They're going to get back. They're going to get back together for 2 minutes of football.
Now, it is in the rules that he can. Serious.
But there's
no fucking way he's gonna.
Exactly. There would be riots.
I thought for sure there was going to be a riot. I thought for sure.
Well,
there's Everclear and the hurricanes down there. After a while, you just stop caring.
I guess this kind of
that's heavy. Did you not watch their caveats? That is their thing, man. The Saints have pulled them through Hurricane Katrina. The Saints rebuilt that city. The Saints are the Saints of that town. I knew for a fact when that happened. I'm like, I even said it in the chat. The fuck out the field and get the trophy in the locker room because there ain't enough cops in that stadium to stop this.
No, yeah. Because that could have got ugly quickly. I mean, what else?
People yelling, "Who dat?" while punching you.
No shit.
What else does New Orleans have to hang its fucking head on in the last, decade?
Mardi Gras?
I'm talking sports-wise. You know what I'm saying?
The Pelicans?
Pelicans.
Yeah, exactly.
The baseball team they don't have?
What, college football? Oops.
Hockey team they don't have?
Yeah. I mean, that's that. And, look, it sucks. And the NFL does need to do something about it, whether it be, they go to a TV timeout and do a review independent of someone having to throw a flag, because you couldn't throw the review flag on that play. That's the problem.
I think that's maybe let's kill that fucking. I think it's stupid to have that rule.
Dude, people wanted to fucking.
Why can't you challenge? What's so special about? For 13 minutes you can challenge. The last 2 you can't.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I just know that this is what the NFL wants, and this is what the NFL is going to get. Just like eventually there's going to be no returns on kickoffs. There probably won't even be kickoffs. It'll probably just be change of,
You turn to the XFL, just put the ball in the middle of the field.
No, it's probably just going to be you start at the 25-yard line, go. Punting will become a thing of the past that we'll talk about and tell our, grandchildren about, or, other people's grandchildren. For those of us
McAfee will be like, back in the day.
Back in the day. Yeah,
used to be able to kick the pigskin the quarter mile.
But the minute I saw that, I was like, oh, shit, here we go. And if I'm the Rams, I just have to look at it this way. Oh, fucking well, too bad for you, Nolans. We're going to the Super Bowl. And I hope everyone in that locker room, for the Rams' sake, has put that shit out of their head. Because if they haven't, and they let, the bitching and the griping that I still am hearing almost a week later on, by the way, Detroit Sports Talk Radio. By the way, Detroit had no fucking skin in that game. There's no reason for it to have dominated all week long, but it has.
By the way, you think the city of St. Louis is looking at the Rams saying, bitch.
Damn it.
Well, I got one friend from St. Louis. He was a huge Rams fan. And, I mean, he's a guy I met online through a musician's forum. Like, God, oh shit, it's almost been 20 years now that I think about it. And he still roots for the Rams, even though they're in LA. And I'm like, I guess, why wouldn't you? What do you got in St. Louis?
Cardinals, the Blues.
I mean, football, professional. That's it. There's
Anheuser-Busch. Yeah. Oh, you got the Bowling Hall of Fame. Went there in high school in a band competition in St. Louis. I have bowled at the Bowling Hall of Fame.
It was Bill Murray there with his bad comb over?
No.
From Kingpin? No. Yeah. No. Okay.
No one-handed Woody Harrelson.
But yeah, I mean, I the minute I saw that, I'm like, oh fuck, because that was it. I was like, there it is. This is the worst thing that could happen for the NFL at this point is the Rams to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, this is their deflate gate.
Because it's going to be, this is an illegitimate championship. They shouldn't have been there in the first place. And it's going to give fuel to the fire for more people who want to fucking pick a beef with the NFL.
So basically, this is the you can't win Super Bowl. The Rams win. Yeah, it's the asterisk. It's the illegitimate win. And then if the Patriots win, it's the rich get richer.
The fix was in.
Yeah.
Well, before the
yeah, wasn't there didn't they call it roughing the Brady?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, there was a roughing the passer call that I was like, if that's roughing, then I must be attempting manslaughter on my dick when I masturbate. Okay, because I mean that was a joke.
Yeah,
it was literally a defender's arm grazed Brady's helmet. That's it. It didn't even move his helmet on his head. It was a fucking joke. Period.
You ever think every time a guy in a sport gets a call like this? A superstar call in any sport, you think Michael Jordan gets a gift basket? Hey, thanks for making this happen.
Well, I mean, but another thing is the NFL has, through engineering their game, turned the league into, we want as much parity as possible.
They got it, and
well,
this season was pretty great.
It wasn't. It's not just the NFL; it's the coaches as well. Okay, Sean Payton did that to the Saints. Okay? Whether the call was made or not, and it was a bullshit call, I don't care about the Saints. I've talked down about Breeze, but goddamn, they should have called it. But here nor there, there's a new, I don't know what you want to call it. There's a new thing in the NFL, tactic, if you want, that a lot of teams follow. And you've seen it a lot this year. You'll see it a lot next year. It's where you don't go 100% all game. You keep it close enough and make sure you get the last shot with the ball.
They're not listening to Herm.
Right. You don't go all out, balls out, every fucking play, all the game, all 60 minutes. You play reserved. You keep it close enough.
Not what Herm has taught us.
And when the time ticks down, and you got Drew Brees, he's going to lead you down there. You're going to have way more than enough time, and you take that final stab at it. Either you're going to kick a field goal or you're going to punch it in. Boom, you win because you got the better player and you know it.
But didn't that really kind of start with the whole Tampa 2 defense, the bend but don't break defense?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this, we're going back almost 20 years now, with Kiffin installing that defense in Tampa. And the whole league bid on it for a long time. I mean, and not necessarily the Tampa 2 defense isn't in vogue at the moment, but I mean, it's the mentality behind it is what you're describing. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of agree with you because it's hard to play football 50% because if the other team's going 100%, there's a good chance you're going to get fucked up. But I mean, if you just play to, okay, let's just let them dink and dunk. Let's give them a few yards per play. And then we make a big play when we have to, and we get our offense back on the field. I can see that. I can honestly see that a little bit better.
I mean, look at just these playoffs. Kansas City was exactly doing the exact same thing. They had an all right defense and just a dynamite explosive offense. And the coach is like, look, just stop them once or twice and let's get this to the end so we can win. And I told Chris pre-show that Brady going to the championship was luck this year. Because had Kansas City won that coin toss in overtime, I firmly believe Kansas City would be there. Because I absolutely believe Mahomes has everything in him to score a touchdown.
And I can't argue with Ice because the one of my takeaways from that game was, I mean, we know it. We've been saying it all season. It just reinforces it that Mahomes is a generational player because the way you beat Mahomes is the same way you beat Mr. GOAT. You keep him on the bench. That's what New England did the first half.
Well,
New England controlled that. They shut him out the first half.
Well,
Mahomes was on the bench the first half. He couldn't get the ball. As soon as he was able to get the ball and get in his groove in the second half, dude, it was a game.
Well, there's also, besides the bitching about the no call in the NFC game, there was a lot of bitching about the NFL's sudden death overtime. It's like a lot of people were calling in and bitching, not just on the local Detroit sports talk, but the national sports talk, saying, why didn't Mahomes get a chance to get the ball in his hands? Why is overtime set up like it is sudden death in the playoffs? Why is it like that? So people were bitching like if Mahomes would have, if he'd have had a chance and Kansas City would have had an offensive possession, we might be talking about a different outcome, just like you guys said.
Well,
and so it's like, so now what do you want to do? Do you want to go into like what they have with college to where, each team gets an offensive possession until someone scores and the other team doesn't?
I think it's fair.
I mean, and
I think that's the only fair way to end it.
I think each team should get the ball once.
And then if no one scores, then...
Or if it scores at the end, then we go again.
Yeah, if both teams score, then you do the one possession thing. If nobody scores, it's sudden death time.
Right, and the Saints and Kansas City, those aren't the only victims. Chicago, how you doing? Moving goalposts. You take it all the way to the end and you say, all right, we got the best shot right here. Let's just kick it and win and go home. Yeah, he hit the post again. It's like the 5th or 6th time this season. But if you don't play that way, then those field goals mean absolutely nothing. If you play to win instead of playing a strategy, that's the word I was looking for, is strategy. You strategically play all games so you're not wearing out your best players. So when time comes and it's push comes to shove at the end of the game, we got a lot left in the reserve tank.
Yeah, well, guess what? You play to win the game. You don't need a reserve tank.
Oh, there you go.
You're up by 4 scores. Fucking doesn't matter if you're gassed. Dude, you're going to win.
Right, but not everybody is Mac. Not everybody's J.J. Watt. Not everybody is Tom Brady or, Mahomes. Not everybody's able to go 60 minutes anymore and go, I got Mo. I got lots of Mo. So you got to coach what you have. And if you got people that can go 50% all game, but when the game's on the line at the end, just hit full throttle, then that's how you play.
Or another strategy. You're up by 4 scores. You can afford to put in the B team for the last half of the fourth quarter. Maybe you get past 5 minutes. Hey, backups. It's your time to shine. We're up by 3 scores, 5 minutes left. Go nuts.
Yeah, ask Atlanta.
Call your mama. Tell her you're going to be on TV.
Ask Atlanta how that worked out in the biggest game of the season.
Well, that was just that was just a choke job. I mean, there's no other way to explain that. That was
nice job, defensive coordinator.
Yeah. That was we got this mixed with them, the Patriots going to the locker room at the half going, we're never out of a game. We know this. They don't. Let's go show them.
Well, yeah, but it was the end of the third quarter. I mean, everybody, I think, was getting a fair shake at playing. And the next thing you know, here they come.
I heard Belichick snapped a pencil at halftime. It's not been confirmed nor denied. It's just a rumor I heard.
That's how upset he was.
Yeah.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Look in your home. Look in your office. Look in your home office. Everywhere you turn, there's so much smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. Our game-changing FlexPath format puts you in control of your master's degree, so you can learn how, when, and where you want. Smart, huh? Yeah, we think so too. So if you want to take the next step in your career, make Capella your first step. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn smarter. If you look around, you'll see the world can be pretty smart. Okay, very smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. That's why we're reshaping online learning with our FlexPath format. You can set your own deadlines, take classes at your own pace, even leverage your previous experience to move faster. So when it comes to earning your bachelor's degree, you know what kind of choice to make. A smart one. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn smarter. If you look around, you'll see the world can be pretty smart. Okay, very smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. That's why we're reshaping online learning with our FlexPath format. You can set your own deadlines, take classes at your own pace, even leverage your previous experience to move faster. So when it comes to earning your bachelor's degree, you know what kind of choice to make. A smart one. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn smarter. If you look around, you'll see the world can be pretty smart. Okay, very smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. That's why we're reshaping online learning with our FlexPath format. You can set your own deadlines, take classes at your own pace, even leverage your previous experience to move faster. So when it comes to earning your bachelor's degree, you know what kind of choice to make. A smart one. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn smarter.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
Well, I want to keep it in the football realm, but I want to talk about a hire that is interesting for a few reasons, and I'll explain why. It seems like an insignificant hiring, but the Lions' new offensive coordinator. They hired Darrell Bevell.
Who?
He was Seattle's offensive coordinator.
When?
For their Super Bowl runs.
Okay.
What's interesting about him is his offenses are run-heavy offenses. They are not throw first offense.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new starting running back for the Detroit Lions, Le'Veon Bell.
If the Lions are smart, they will offer the entire fucking Brinks truck to Kareem Hunt or Bell, to be honest with you, but I don't think Bell's coming here. Hunt, possibly.
Hunt just wants to play again.
Exactly.
Well, I saw an article last week that says Chicago's not ruled out signing him.
And, you know,
He played for Nagy.
I have to give credit where credit's due. This was Mike Valenti that brought this subject up. I went and did some research on my own, and I can accuse Mike Valenti of a lot of things. For those of y'all not in Detroit, Mike Valenti is the number one sports talk guy here in Detroit, and he's very controversial, in your face, and says a lot of shit that pisses a lot of people off, but he's absolutely right about this. If Detroit wants to win, then you have to understand you're going to have to sign bad men, just bad human beings, because that's what wins in this fucking league. All right. So all the pearl clutching and hand wringing of, oh, we can't hire Hunt because he abuses women. Detroit is trying to set up a run-first offense with a defense that will they want ball control on the offense, and they want a defense that can get them off the field quickly. If that's the case, they have to go after someone like Kareem Hunt or Le'Veon Bell. They don't have a
top 10 running back this year.
They don't have a choice, because this is, if you look at the offense that Bevel ran in Seattle, they had beast mode. Now, if you take Hunt and pair him with what's his name? Kerryon
Johnson.
Thank you.
Possibly the best name for running back ever.
I'd say arguably top three backfields in the NFL right there.
That's his name. Unless you had a guy named Swifty McLegs.
Kerryon Johnson, your starting halfback. Starting quarterback, Colt McCoy.
Yeah. Throwy McThrows.
For the University of Texas. There's no better name. Yeah, but no, seriously. I mean,
sir, do you have any baggage you'd like to check? No, I'm just going to carry on my Johnson.
Hey-o.
But I mean, seriously, think about it. If this is what they're going for, and Bob Quinn is telling Patricia, this is what you want, and Patricia has said he does want more of a run-heavy offense. He wants ball control.
So do we. We've been wanting one since 98.
No. What?
A run for just a run offense.
Barry.
I said we've been wanting one since 98.
99.
You know the year he retired? Oh, Jesus Christ, Earl.
You know what he meant.
You'd be the worst in an improv troupe.
But
half-ass sports fans, folks. I'm just saying.
But no, it makes sense. And to me, when I heard Valenti's rationalization for this, I was like, absolutely. If Chicago goes, we'll give you $5 million a year. Detroit goes, we'll give you $6 million. Chicago goes, we'll give you 3 years. Detroit goes, we'll give you 4. You have to do it. You have to do it. Because if you don't, what was the point of hiring this offensive coordinator? Blunt ain't going to take you to the promised land.
Look at Michael Irvin's rap sheet compared to his Super Bowl rings. Just saying.
Well, you know, one of the things that he brought up was it's going to anger part of the fan base, because you're going to have people to go, how can Martha Ford, a female owner of a football team,
because when you're 10-0, you won't care.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. Look, these are men who play a violent game. Not all of them are saints. All right? Not all of them are little angels with halos. And if you can't accept that, then you need to sell your stake in the football team and move on to, like, I don't know, badminton or something. You know what I'm saying? Go
curling.
WNBA needs fans.
Water polo. You know, something.
No, because those definitely ain't saints. You ever see a game? They try to drown motherfuckers.
All right, well, go to dog shows or something. I don't know what the fuck.
How do they get the horse in the pool? Hey-o.
But yeah, what the fuck is Detroit doing if they hired Bevel as their OC and then tell him you have to change your entire system to fit Matthew Stafford?
Or you have to build your offense around an unproven second-year running back.
Exactly. And I think we are definitely deep enough into the age of you have to have a good 1-2 punch in your backfield. Your number one could be great, could be Hall of Fame worthy, but you got to have that guy you could bring in to spell him.
Good example of that just got eliminated. Saints, Kamara and Ingram. The best, in my opinion, probably the best 1-2 backfield right now.
I mean, oh shit, brain fart. Who's backing up Gurley in LA?
C.J. Anderson.
Yeah.
Guy who wasn't in the league in like November.
Exactly. Came in and just fucking was like, well, somebody fucked up by not having me on their fucking team all season long.
To the point in the fourth quarter where McVay was riding a hot hand. Like, Todd, have a seat. What CJ's doing right now is working.
How do you not put in Todd Gurley?
Because you go what's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It was working with CJ Anderson.
Yeah. And he's not a graceful runner. He ain't dancing around behind the line trying to make motherfuckers. He's just running motherfuckers. That's a big boy. He's built like a bowling ball. And that's what you need. You need a guy who can make guys miss, and then you need a guy who can just fucking pancake a motherfucker.
Kind of like William, like a motherfucker.
I mean, like he got cut by Denver in April for like no reason. Then he was going to be the goal line back for McCaffrey in Carolina. He got shit canned. Then he had a cup of coffee with the Raiders. I think literally like 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks, maybe, and then was out. Wasn't even playing football. Now he's playing the Super Bowl. Good for him. He's a Super Bowl winning running back. We do forget that. He was the running back when the sheriff got his last ring.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not a Lions fan. Don't have any stake in this. But for the moves the Lions have made as far as offensive coordinator, they got to do something. And they have to go out and they have to score a marquee running back.
We need somebody. We don't have a pass catcher. And like I said, second-year unproven guy. Really? So is Matt Stafford going to catch his own passes?
But
hand off to himself?
You could put Johnson in the backfield and put Hunt out there as a receiver and line him up next to Galladay and shit. Who's their other receiver?
Marvin Jones.
Thank you.
I think that's a good sign, by the way, that you have to ask that question.
No.
And that's more of a rhetorical question.
But you see what I'm saying? Now you got an issue because now you have to cover all three of those guys. Kareem Hunt can't catch the fucking ball.
You guys also have to remember that Antonio Brown is also wanting out of Pittsburgh.
I understand that.
Yeah, that article that I sent you guys, the Lions have the second best odds to sign him.
Well, let me ask you. So do you take the receiver or do you take the running back?
With the offensive coordinator you hired, you got to take the running back.
Yes.
With the offensive power you have, you got to take the receiver.
Well, I mean, you had Stafford to Megatron. What did you win?
It's got you there.
I mean,
you had the best receiver in the game at the time.
And you now have an OC who's a run first guy, and that's what he game plans for. That's what he strategizes for. And if you're telling me that you're going to put all your hopes every down on Kerryon Johnson, it's going to be a long season for Lions fans next year.
Well, I could tell you this: it tells me why Golden Tate's an Eagle.
Well, if you're Bob Quinn, you have to do this, don't you? Because you got Matt Patricia, you got your boy in there. He was supposed to come in and get him over the hump. He was supposed to come in and basically pull a John Gruden. He didn't.
No, he set him back 5 years.
And now it's like, okay, what's your philosophy? I want to control the clock. I want to run the ball, and I want a defense and get us off the field quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay, here's your offensive coordinator that can do that. By the way, this offensive coordinator, Bevel, wasn't in the league last year. So it's not like he was an in-demand hire, all right? I mean, they could have, if they were trying to poach an offensive coordinator from, one of the championship teams, they could have waited to make this hire. As it is, it's almost been 10 days ago since they made the hire.
Is he the guy that chose to not give it to Beast Mode?
Yes. That's another thing that was brought up. That's going to be, unless he comes to Detroit and leads Detroit to the promised land, that's going to be his legacy, because that's the last play that most people remember him for.
Not getting it to the best player on your team at the time where it matters the most? Yeah. It's a pretty big fucking deal.
Giving it to a guy named Beast Mode.
A guy who could fall forward and get you 5 yards.
Well, I mean, it's going to either be a big signing, and here's the thing: you don't get a guy like Kareem Hunt unless he comes with baggage attached to him. Guys like him aren't available for teams like the Lions to pick up in free agency. It just doesn't happen very often.
Well,
especially for the Lions.
And somebody like Matt Patricia isn't any stranger to that. Looking at you, Josh.
So it makes sense. Bell, hey, if he decides to come home, more power to him. But I think Bell wants money. He doesn't want a championship. And I don't think, to be brutally honest with you, ultimately, I think that this is all verbal masturbation, because I don't think the Lions are going to back the Brinks truck up for either one of these guys.
I disagree with you on Le'Veon there. If it was about championships, not money, he'd have played this season.
No, that's what. Well, then I misspoke. I meant it's about money, not championships. With Bell.
No, I'm saying I disagree. If it's about money. Oh no, yeah, no, correct. Blah, never mind. All right, gotcha. Sorry, it's late, folks.
Yeah, it's the second show we're doing today.
Yeah, and Rich and I are in like our 4th hour of podcasting for the night.
But yeah, I mean, probably what's going to happen is there's going to be no big splash signing.
God damn it! I don't want you to be right, but I know you are.
They're gonna waste a high draft pick on some running back who's unproven, and they're gonna, we're looking for that diamond in the rough. And you're going to have...
Did I want that guy? We should have got that guy.
And you're going to have an offensive coordinator calling the game as if he does have someone like Kareem Hunt in the backfield, and he doesn't. And you're going to have Matthew Stafford doing his aw shucks after, at the podium after loss, going, well, there's some good things we could take away from this game. And then Matt Patricia will find out what it's like to have the hottest of seats under his ass about halfway through next season. That's my actual prediction for the Lions.
Get up to Harbaugh temperature.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I never mind.
What? Oh, the 13-year-old?
Oh, Michigan extended an offer to a 13-year-old boy. Wow, folks.
You know what this tells me? Harbaugh still doesn't get it. Stop with the high drama theatrics.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Rich. He will never play a down of Michigan football.
No. And Harbaugh is just like, well, this puts that Block M back on the national fucking stage. And it's like
about Michigan.
Yeah, but they're laughing at you, stupid.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Kareem Hunt nor Le'Veon Bell is the leading rusher in the NFL. Penn State had the leading rusher. Not Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State.
What?
God, we should have grabbed that motherfucker. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon, he wasn't going to be available when we picked.
We should have traded up.
I guess the Michigan conversation's done.
Just like Mahomes is a generational player, so is Barkley.
I agree there.
That cat, you're not stopping that cat.
He made the Giants kind of worth watching this year. Barely.
Well, God, it's good.
They need a new QB. They get old man Eli to ride off into the sunset. They get somebody decent throwing to OBJ and handing off to Saquon. They'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a bad habit at times, as individually, of picking a player and trying to bury have a funeral for him before he's been declared dead. Breeze being one of them.
Yeah.
You know,
and I stuck up for Eli as long as I could, but this season, I mean,
Eli is definitely
this season was the tipping point, and it tipped real fucking quick.
You know,
it wasn't last season, really.
Oh, but I did want to say this. This is just a thought. With this hiring of this offensive coordinator, if they do go to for the Lions, if they do go to run first, I think that's the writing on the wall that Stafford will not finish his career in Detroit. Because Stafford may have that aw shucks, bullshit charm, but I think ultimately he can afford to have that because he's the man here.
Say it with me, Jacksonville.
Yeah, when he's no longer the man, I think that Kelly Stafford's going to take to Twitter and do what Ndamukong Suh's sister did, which was basically talk his ass out of Detroit.
Or trade him to Cleveland for the Bake Show, straight up. We get a young quarterback.
No, you know what trade's going to happen? Now starting for your Detroit Lions, Jameis Winston.
Oh, God. Right.
And I'll be like, no matter where I go, I can't escape Captain Crab Leg. It's just he's always going to fuck. I don't want to look at this idiot anymore.
Go back to what you said. That makes a lot of sense, though, Chris.
What?
Put his ass in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
They need a quarterback.
I trade him in a fucking hurry for Miles Jack.
Well, here's the problem. If they do go to move Stafford, they have to get at least a game manager, and they have to have a marquee running back before they make that move.
So the trade now becomes Miles Jack and Leonard Fournette.
I don't think that's happening.
Lenny's got durability issues. He's been in the league for 2 seasons. Has he played 16 games? He played 7 last year. This season, I should say.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not forget, Patricia is from that Patriot school of thought of, well, if you can't get the job done, you can lose your job to an injury,
Yeah, we will place you on IR. What's wrong with me? Your Achilles heel. Or you're my Achilles heel. Either way, go on IR. Bye. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah, ask Bledsoe about that and how his career played out in Dallas after they got done with him in New England.
Ask Flacco how it's going to turn out for him.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm telling you, he's fucking done. You have seen the last of Joe Flacco in a Ravens uniform.
Oh, absolutely.
With everything we talked about with the Patriots and everything, we never talked about how you think Drew Bledsoe felt and feels watching the Patriots all these years.
Dude, he's got to feel like the good luck Chuck guy. That I'm the guy that every woman dates before they meet the man of their dreams. And it's just, that's all there is to it. I mean, what else is there to say about him?
Someone's got to be the ex-husband.
Someone's got to be the last one before the final one, And well, hopefully he's well adjusted enough to realize, hey, I did a job that not many people can ever say they've ever fucking done. I was a starting quarterback in the NFL.
No, but what he absolutely can say that holds a lot more weight, I was backed up by the GOAT.
Well, I know that when
the GOAT had to take a back seat to me.
I know when he watches 2001 America's Team about the Patriots, it's got to burn his ass a little bit when Brady turns to him in the tunnel right before they run out at the Super Bowl, and he goes, "I told you I'd get you here." And it's
just want to punch him at that point, don't you?
Like, motherfucker, what you mean? You get me here. Bitch, you ain't Brady yet. You ain't Tom Brady yet. You know what I'm saying?
This was my team, motherfucker.
Like, don't be talking to me like it's done and over with. I mean, it was, but, he had to be thinking that shit. Like, who the fuck are you talking to? Stupid motherfucker. Goofy-ass motherfucker. Go knock up Michelle Moynihan and leave her ass again. What the fuck's wrong with you? But, yeah, he's got to be like the guy who's like, he's got to be like the guy who was drafted before Jordan. I can't even remember his name, but he's got to be like, oh, man, wow, well, at least I was taken before the best ever.
Yeah, I made it into the league before the GOAT.
Someone thought highly of me at one time. Oh shit! There was another football story. Fuck. It slipped my mind. God damn it.
See, Pagano got the Chicago DC job and says he has no more interest in head coaching. He wants to head up that defense.
Bears defense.
Yep. He wants to get his Monty Kiffin on.
Yeah.
Be known as one of the best defensive coordinators to ever fucking do it because he's got a fucking beast on his defense that he can build around.
Right.
I mean, that's one of those teams, man. It always has been that you kind of get the shivers when they start getting rolling like that.
That's another team. They need a marquee signing. Allen Robinson ain't your guy to be catching the ball. I don't know. I've kind of noticed something, and I kind of put this together this year playing, I know, whatever, fancy football. But it seems to me you're going to be who you're going to be in the first 2 years of your career. I mean, do we rarely ever see somebody that comes on all of a sudden in like the third, fourth, or fifth year of career and all of a sudden changes the game?
Not that played for the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Not that was a starter for those first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of.
Like, you're going to be who you're going to be in the first couple years. And Allen Robinson, you made Blake, I almost called him Griffin. You made Blake Bortles look good in Jacksonville for a couple years. But, I mean, really, like, when all said and done, you think Allen Robinson's putting on a gold jacket?
No.
Not at all.
Trubisky's showing signs of life at QB in Chicago. He needs someone to throw the ball to, man.
Well, Chicago, even going to back to the 85 Bears, it's not like Jim McMahon was like playing out of his mind rare air football.
Jim McMahon is the not the one you ever really talk about the 85 Bears.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. Like Chicago's very comfortable with just a dominant defense and a few role players on offense.
It's true because they didn't win, but the year they went with Lovie Smith, I think we're all talking about the dominant play of Rex Grossman.
No. You were talking about Brian Urlacher and that stellar.
Yep. Exactly.
And who's homeboy who was a return man?
Oh, Devin Hester.
Devin Hester, yeah. The
opening kickoff. Say it. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking? Everybody everywhere knew you did not just kick to Devin Hester.
It's funny as hell because watching that America's game where they were interviewing Manning about it, and he goes, I just turned and looked at Jeff Saturday. I said, well, I guess they got good field position for the rest of the game because we're going to be squib kicking that shit to them.
but it's something that generational players have in common. You don't want to give them the ball. Like I was telling Ice before you were in our little pre-chat, before you joined the call, Rich, I think the big mistake the Chiefs made was they gave Brady the ball first.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. They deferred. No. You want to be Tom Brady? You got to keep him off the field. You put him on the field first. You gave him first strike. Done.
Yeah,
over with.
I'm just saying, you've got to break his ankle coming down the tunnel. If he makes it to the field, the game's half over.
Well, you know that Belichick was sitting on that sideline and he had game planned if they get the ball and if they don't get the ball. And that game plan was if we get the ball, we run that clock. And we keep Mahomes on the sideline. If we don't get the ball, we do our best to get this motherfucker off as quick as possible. Then we run the clock.
I saw an article leading up to that game that said the way the Chiefs are going to have to, the way the Chiefs win this game is they control the tempo of the game. And they didn't fucking do that the first half. First half, they let New England New England ran a fucking train on them as far as controlling the tempo of the game in the first half.
But see, here's the light at the end of the tunnel for the Chiefs and Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Brady can't play forever. And he's what? Going to be 42 next season? So even if he does play...
The light at the end of the tunnel is they got a new DC.
But what I'm saying is someone's going to have to take the place of the best in the AFC.
They better hope Brady don't make it to robot body.
The singularity happens, it's over with.
Yeah, if the singularity happens in the next couple years, that motherfucker's playing until he's 75.
He's going to be throwing the ball and you're going to hear no.
Yeah.
Like, is that Steve Austin? Oh, no, that's Tom Brady. Shit. All right.
That ain't even Tom Brady. That's Bill Belichick up next to him going, no. Over here.
But yeah, that's. I mean, I understand if you're a Chiefs fan, it stings, it sucks, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. You're not sitting there like Phillip Rivers going, God damn it, I had to play against the greatest of all fucking time, didn't I? Really? You know what I'm saying? Like, and really, if you look at it, Rivers had to be going, I had to do it against Manning and Brady.
Yeah, Rivers is like, we couldn't draw the fucking Colts. We had to draw these motherfuckers.
Like, seriously, he's got to be like, oh, Jesus, fuck, man. Talk about just born under a bad sign, Christ. You know?
One time, can I just get a rookie or a has-been veteran?
Exactly. Can we get Jeff George under center, please?
Eli, sign with one of these teams, please, for just a game.
So shall we talk about the big game?
No.
I mean, are we trying to do another episode before the Super Bowl, or?
Oh yeah, I mean that would be.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's somebody better start their sports package back up, because you know it's going to be rough to talk about. So, what's going on in the NBA? Oh, all right, yeah, cool. What's going on in the NHL? Oh, Datsuk says he might come back. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about next week if we blow our load on the Super Bowl right now.
That's true.
I mean, if you really want, I guess we can pick the Pro Bowl. How about, here's my pick. I don't give a fuck. How about that? Here's my pick.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
The loser is all of us.
As long as Vontez Burfict's back in the Pro Bowl, I will watch that motherfucker. Did you guys see that when he was in the Pro Bowl?
No.
When he lost to the
what part about fuck the Pro Bowl were you not
Oh
picking
no,
up?
you don't understand. Somebody didn't tell Perfect that this was just for show. Perfect's running full bore, lighting motherfuckers up.
No, I remember you talking about that, but it's like, you were like, did you see that? I'm like, no. Why would I have?
No, you guys,
Pro Bowl.
You guys gotta look that up. Seriously, Perfect in the Pro Bowl. People are like, look, motherfucker, we're not here to game for career-ending injury. Okay, this is all for show, you dick.
Yeah, 'cause I remember you talking about it, and then I was like, kind of like Pete Rose running over the catcher in the All-Star game and ending dude's career.
About
like, did someone not tell Charlie Hustle this is an exhibition? Seriously? That motherfucker came in with a full head of steam and ended my career. What the fuck? Like Buster Posey's like, oh, whew, I got lucky. I thought my career was going to be done, but nope, I got lucky on that one.
Yeah, so you know, if Khalil Mack gets into the Pro Bowl, which he is, you got to watch it for a little bit to see if somebody went, "Hey Mack, just walk." This is a walkthrough, Bubba.
Yeah, you know,
we're going a quarter of a speed.
You know the speed we go through at walkthroughs? Yeah, have that.
Yeah,
half of that.
Yeah, two-hand touch works. Don't power bomb a motherfucker here.
Don't be coming off the top rope with the Yokozuna splash on nobody.
Seriously. We're not planting quarterbacks in the field. Stop.
Hey, just water him. He'll grow other little quarterbacks in about 6 weeks. Plant it up to his fucking neck in the ground.
Just roll him around. He'll be all right.
Get his socks. Like, it's the Pro Bowl, man. We can't be paralyzing motherfuckers. What's wrong with you? I'm sorry. I thought that was Mike Utley. My bad. You know. So.
Oh, too soon.
Oh, yeah, I know. A 25-year-old reference too soon.
Yeah, nobody knows who the fuck Mike Utley is anymore.
All right, well, then I guess that's it.
Yeah, no Shazier. None of that.
You guys got anything else?
Melo got traded, and meanwhile, no one still gives a fuck. He should just retire.
Yeah.
And the Lakers still suck.
You know, they're starting to. They dropped below 500.
They've always sucked.
They need Bron. Apparently, he was the X factor this year because ever since he's been out, they've been a pile of shit.
And as much as everybody wants to call him the king and he's the man, yeah, okay, you've been into 8 championships. You've won 3. Brady's went to 9. He's won 6.
5.
6.
See,
Foreshadowing, bitches.
Did you see Kyrie Irving making nice in the media with LeBron?
I
So
did
he could
see
maybe
that.
get traded to LA.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's that about? Like, hi, just want you to know, no hard feelings. I'd love to play with you.
Well, that's money and trophy, dude. He went to Boston, got his money. LA would definitely pay for his ass to be there again with Bron. Are you kidding me? It's the only team that stood half a chance against the fucking Warriors.
Which are just,
Oh, dude, you can't do it now. The Warriors are the go-to-work Pistons.
But too, also, I get a little. I'm gonna plug a website we have no affiliation with here, but they're really good. It's do you guys know like Pro Football Reference? That website.
Yeah.
You go to their home websites like Pro Sports Reference. You get emails, every day for you choose to get an email of it's a site they're associated with called StatHead. Anyways, they send me emails every day, and the Warriors have the weakest schedule for the rest of the season.
Because that's what they need.
Yeah. So besides the fact that they're just dominating now, their strength of schedule for the rest of the season, statistically, they have it the easiest in the West.
And the rich get richer.
Right.
But seriously, man, they're the go-to-work Pistons. They're people that you just can't beat. Those 5 guys with the Pistons, they were absolutely nobody until they got together.
They were beatable, though. Robert Horry, looking at you.
Yeah, but the Warriors added Cousins, and now, I mean, dude, seriously, game, set, match. You have the Splash
Warriors.
Brothers.
Their B team is a starting 5 on
Any
on a
other
mid-tier team.
Seriously, you have the Splash Brothers, Cousins, KD, and Green as your starting 5. Yeah, good luck. Who are you going to double team? Who are you going to guard? Who are you going to leave open? You're fucked.
You have a better chance of distracting Steve Kerr.
You really do. 4 out of the 5 are Hall of Famers.
Yeah. You maybe jump up and down, make a bunch of noise. Maybe you distract Steve Kerr. He tells him to run the wrong play for a second.
And the 5th one is the second coming of Dennis Rodman. You don't want to get too close because he will elbow you.
Draymond?
No, Cousins. Draymond will drop kick you in the nuts. He's done it.
True.
And it's sick because you're right. The B team, you go with Iguodala.
Iguodala was the man in Philly, and then he's a bit player in Golden State. Not a bit player, but you know what I mean.
It's like, could they just sit down for a minute? And when they sit down, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you're right. The B team, you're like, well, fuck. All right. Maybe he'll miss.
But yeah. And hockey, I don't know, Rich. How's hockey going?
Like I said, Datsuk might be making a comeback to the NHL, so we'll talk. Well, if he doesn't by next week, we'll talk more about that because it's involved. There's no point in going into it at the end of the show here.
It's true. Mid-February is coming. We need stuff to talk about.
Well, we're definitely going to talk about the NBA because as dominant as the Warriors are and as much as the Lakers suck, and as much as everybody wants to talk about King James, I don't know. There's a James that might need to be the king.
Yeah, he's
not
out of
LeBron.
terror. Didn't we play this game last year?
Dude, I'm just saying. James Harden way better than LeBron James.
Yeah, perhaps. But didn't he watch the NBA Finals from his living room last year? So, we'll get into that after next week. We're going to blow our football nut here next week. But till then, hit us up on the social media where we are at Sporgy Podcast on Twitter. You can email the show sporgy@christopherbeatty.net. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Check us out on Thursdays. Showed up on Friday this week. Scheduling conflict is what it is. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right, later, guys.
Peace out, yo.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net. If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Good afternoon. Would you like to try a free sample of our double fudge brownie?
Oh, sure. That's very good. I'll just take one more, just to be sure. Yep, still very good.
Some things never change, like never being able to take just one free sample. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
Is that macadamia nut I taste? Let me take one more.
Sir?
Yeah, I thought so.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Curated by Kohl's latest collection is now available in select stores and at Kohls.com. For a limited time, shop unexpected new favorites like reusable drinkware from Corksicle and fun arts and crafts from UV. Warmies heatable plush toys are perfect for little ones. Homesick handcrafted candles are a great gift to make anyone feel at home. And who doesn't love sweet treats from Candy Club? Shop Curated by Kohl's for these digital need-to-know brands and more. Tap the banner now or visit Kohls.com.